We ready to get started? 1, 2, 3. Girl, this is T.
And this is Kay.
Welcome to
HonesT Kurvesationz.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of T and K.
Yes.
This episode is super special to us. Would you like to go into detail why?
It is. So, as you all know, we are in a new space. We have balloons. We look really good because it is a celebration, y'all. Yes. We have made it to something that not many people make it to, and it is 50 episodes of our podcast. So let's give it up for our
50 episodes. And did you want to say it, or you want me to go ahead and let them know the second part? We're also celebrating 2 years of podcasting in general.
Yay.
So that is such a big, great accomplishment in itself. 2 years going strong with episodes, ideas, topics, dialogue, bringing you everything under the sun of what goes on in our minds and in our thoughts. So thank you guys for supporting us for 2 years in these 50 episodes. They are so special to us, and we're going to keep rolling on with our icebreaker. Y'all know how we do.
Yes, we always have a little icebreaker. So this time it's a little different, it's a little special. We don't have our jar, cup, or anything like that. But we just wanted to give an ode, since it was a celebration. It is a celebration of 50 episodes, and some of you all might be tuning into us for the first time. Maybe you caught us a year ago, and we've already been going through a year. So we want to kind of give a little backstory of how do we get to this point.
Yes.
So HonesT Kurvesationz was derived between just candid conversations, true, honest, vulnerable conversations that Aaliyah and I would have on a normal basis. So in our messages, it gets real, it gets raw. We talk about things that are typically taboo conversations that we don't often hear outside. And so since we have them so consistently, we're like, okay, listen, we cannot be the only people who are having these conversations, or some people are, but might feel a kind of way about talking about it in public. So we're like, okay, why not? Just make a platform and do it ourselves.
Let's do it. I was, it was a conversation in person at first, and then there was something that came up in the topic, and I was like, we need to take this to the mic. Like, I know other people need to hear it or want to hear these things, or different outputs and insights on these topics that we are discussing in our text messages. So we brought it to the mic, and look at us here. We're still standing.
2 years, 50 episodes. Okay. So, and in that spirit, we kind of want to talk about what is the significance of 50. What does 50 mean?
Yes.
So this year, today, actually, I think we started in March.
March of
March. So literally 2 years, 50 episodes of dialogue, dedication, maintaining something special. And so 50 is just a beautiful number. It's a well-rounded number. It's halfway to 100. So we are on our way doing something that, like I said, many people, they start something, but it's hard to remain consistent. It's hard to be persistent. It's hard to push through with it, you know? So even though, sometimes our conversations get a little touchy, our lives are very, very busy, we have decided to have a dedication with ourselves and with this platform just to kind of push ourselves outside of our comfort zones anyway, and just do what not many people are successful in doing.
I would just like to say I'm proud of us.
Period.
I'm so proud of us. We have kept going in the press, and that's what it's all about. And with that being said, that's going to take us into our topic today. It's not just about starting something, it's about sustaining something meaningful. And when we thought of HonesT Kurvesationz, I literally did not, I guess we both literally did not know what we were even going to name it.
No.
I think I was just thinking it had to be a God idea, honestly, because I was like, we're having honest conversations. We're both like curvier women. So why not make it HonesT Kurvesationz in a play on conversation?
Don't know how she got
the
that.
T stands for T, and the honest, and the K stands for K in the conversation. So that's how we came up with the title. And again, going back to sustaining something so meaningful, it requires you to stay in the press. It requires you to be motivated. Yeah. It requires you to have a discipline. It requires you to have a drive or determination to keep going, because you never know who it may be reaching, who it may be impacting, or who may be influenced by the very conversations that we think that, we're having in our text messages or behind these mics. It could be helping someone else, uplift and impact. So could you go in a little bit more about discipline and motivation? What do you feel like has been your motivating factor or your disciplinary with coming forth with honest conversations and keeping it going?
Well, number one, I would say get out of my own way.
Yeah. So
like oftentimes, especially with the types of conversations that we have privately and then also on the mic.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, our podcast derived because we have been on a weight loss journey for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And it's been the ups, it's been the downs, it's been the uglies, it's been the goods, it's been the bads.
Yeah.
The bads and the bads. But
we haven't given up.
We haven't given up. We prevailed, and you just have to get out of your own way with that. And so that mindset, just with a common goal that we have anyway, and then having something that's essentially our baby, you have to get out of your own way with it. You have to push through what seems difficult. You have to make time for it.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I like what you said a little earlier on as we were starting. We have busy schedules. We are both busy women, and we still yet set aside time to create a space where we're able to come and empty out what we feel or what we've been thinking, or just giving some type of insight on these topics and things that we're coming up with to produce this podcast. So kudos to us, because it takes a lot of manpower to keep going.
It does.
It does take a lot of manpower.
And if there's times where I'm kind of not feeling it, don't have a lot going on, she's there to support me, and vice versa. I will say though, that doesn't happen too often. Although we are super busy and our schedules kind of are the way that they are, we figure it out and we make that time. There has never been a time where we gotta go to the mic today.
I know, and I think that's pretty interesting in itself. It hasn't been, you get all types of things where you're like, I gotta do this, or y'all know how I feel about working out. I say it all the time on the pod. I do not like working out, but I do not, when it comes to creating topics and conversations for the pod, I don't ever have a drag to be like, I don't want to do this today, or I don't want to record, or I don't know what to, it's never nothing like that. So again, it got to be a God idea here.
Yeah, and more often than not, it's conversation. We'll have conversations in the background. It's just like, hold on.
Yeah.
We'll put this on the mic.
Yeah.
Or we're all constantly going crazy in our shared notes. So that's just I guess because it's something we are super excited about.
Yeah.
That's how we're able to sustain what we have created.
And now that you said sustain, when it comes to maintaining something meaningful or sustaining something meaningful, like we said, it requires routine, it requires commitment and showing up, and I believe you touched on that a little bit earlier on too. So what does it look like to you to keep going when you don't feel like it? I know we just fluffed it up where we don't ever feel like not recording, but if it is something that you don't feel like doing, what does it look like for you?
I have to think about the common goal. Like I said, I just have to get out of my way. I have to think about what it is that we have agreed to do.
Yeah.
And if that's you giving me an encouraging word, or me being honest about how I'm feeling that day, or whatever might be kind of holding me back, or what might be the reason behind my dryness of a conversation or not, I have to be honest with that, at least with you. So then we can usually you're able to be, first of all, I usually don't have to say anything, and she's able to pick up on it. Secondly, she'll give me some words of wisdom or some encouragement. Listen, it could be a little lax or whatever. So how do you feel like you navigate it?
What does it look like for me? Again, I guess we can kind of, I can go off of what you said. Looking at the main goal, and also, like I said before, I don't know what impact or influence that it is leaving on people, whether they are listening or liking or sharing or commenting or just viewing what we're putting out there. I don't know the impact, and I think that's what's keeping me, going and hanging on to it, because you never know. You never know. Just like when you walk in a room or wherever spaces that you may hold with certain people, you never know what they're remembering of you.
Yeah.
And I like that we have a platform that is not for recognition or nothing like that, but we could be remembered by, I remember in this episode she said this, and I'm going to keep that in my pocket because I need to know that, or that's how I need to continue on with life, or I may be struggling with this and they gave me a little nugget on how to get over and overcome. So, and
more often than not, especially in my messages when I share episodes, or even like sometimes I guess people get notifications about when episodes drop, and they're saying, oh my goodness, y'all brought up a point that we talked about like a week ago, and then y'all made it make sense here and stuff like that. I'm always sharing. When anybody ever sends me in a text message, just know she's getting that. She is receiving that. So to our second point, so for your reason for starting may evolve, like over time, like why we began has grown. Yeah, it has grown over time. Yeah. So how has it evolved to you?
Again, I'm gonna go back to a simple conversation that we have had in our text messages, and those things that people don't really talk about, that's kind of under wraps, or people don't really bring it up or need to know about. Like some stuff, America is going crazy right now. A lot of emotions, a lot of things that we can be overtaken by. So get it out of your chest, get it out of your head, get it off your system. And I think that in itself is my growing reason of why, because again, it's good to get something out and off of you. Yeah. If you have an outlet or whatever the case may be, it's good and healthy for you to do that.
And then making a space, because like I said, like our time, our lives, everybody's busy. So I love time spent with other people, my loved ones, my friends. Y'all know I love a kickback, a hang out and all that. So whenever we're in a space to have like conversations that are stimulating our minds, that are challenging each other, and challenges aren't a bad thing either. So I would, remove that. Yeah. Just because we have a difference of opinion does not mean that it is combative or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But it's healthy to have those kind of conversations, to understand somebody else's perspective and point of view, because that is the only way that you can evolve.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So when do you know when to pivot versus when to push through?
That's very good. I'm a very determined, and I have so much, tenacity to myself that I always feel like I'm pivoting. And that may not be a good thing. However, I feel like, again, if there's purpose, if there is an impact or a light to be shed, then I need to pivot. I don't necessarily need to go around it or try to put it down, because there's a purpose in my pivoting. And I think that pivots are healthy, and they're also a gain when it comes to growth. Like it may not always be a linear path. It may have to be where you stop right here for a little bit and then let time pass by, and you have to go back. Like it can be a zigzag for all we know, but a pivot is good. A pivot is necessary for growth. So,
and
I don't know if I answered that correctly, but I'm always gonna pivot.
You answered your truth, but I think, honestly, I don't think pivot and pushing through are two separate things. I think a pivot can be a push through. To be honest with you, like if there is something that is happening that, okay, it's not working this way, I tried it this way, my pivot is me prevailing, because I'm still trying to reach that goal. I'm still trying to obtain it. I'm still moving forward some type of way. And like you said, sometimes my moving forward is moving backward. Sometimes you have to reflect, and then you're able to, oh shoot, there's this path now, and I can go that way.
That's good. I like that. Okay, pivoters. And push throughers.
So that's all. How often should you check with your purpose?
That's very good. I think when it becomes a chore or out of obligation or out of I don't really want to do this, but you have some type of undertone behind it, I think you need to recheck why you're doing
That's
it.
Good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
That's real. That just checked me while I just put that out there. So what do you think?
I mean, kind of similarly, when I feel like my purpose is no longer being served, when I feel like my heart isn't in it anymore, and like you said, it's out of obligation now. So then I need to check it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good conversation thus far.
Yes.
Okay. So we got discipline and motivation. of how you sustain something meaningful. We have
reevaluate your why.
So I'm going to take us to our third point of letting go of it has to be perfect. When we first started the podcast, it was, we ain't doing this for views. We're not doing it for shares. We're not doing it for nobody to be like, girl, you're doing a great job. We're literally doing this for us.
Yeah.
And so I think that once in approaching it with that attitude, I think that has sustained us along with knowing like, okay, we put it out there on YouTube and we only get 10 views. 10 people watched it. Yep. And that's fine with us. But we still got out what we needed to say and what we felt in that moment. And so I think knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect to do something as long as you pivot and push through.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't believe in perfection.
Yeah.
Just period. I just know that is not a thing.
Yeah.
That is not obtainable. So I never tried to be perfect. I just tried to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be.
Yeah.
And try to grow. Like if you can't look at your ugly parts or your ugly sides, then how are you going to be any better? You can't think that perfection is obtainable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like being real and honest about that and then kind of allowing yourself the space and the grace to grow.
Okay. I like that. So along with it doesn't have to be perfect, in us doing this, like we stated, it's been 2 years, 50 episodes. Obviously we've been consistent, right? And so I will say that consistency, it builds trust. It builds a foundation of knowing, like, okay, I got this. We can do it. Yeah. We did it before. We did the first 10 episodes. Girl, we at 50.
50.
We could keep going.
2 years.
Let's push ourselves to 100. Like, it builds the momentum. It builds that sure foundation that we can do it and we can keep going. Yeah. So I think along with letting go of, it doesn't have to be perfect. Being consistent, it builds that foundation that we need to stand on to know that it's possible and we can do it, and you can too.
And that's what, like, I look at and listen to. I don't listen to a whole bunch of podcasts by no means, but there are some that I like that pop up on my YouTube or whatever. And I've seen where some of these people have started from, like literally ground zero, like where we were, you know, where we are, you know. And it's just like you said, it's attainable. Like there's something that we can reach. People have done it. But I will say one thing that does help me is not comparing. So when I listen to other people's pods or anything like that, I try my best not to think, this, that. If anything, I'm influenced or encouraged. Especially by some topics of conversations that are touched on. But they sometimes they're like, we can't talk about that because we're going to get canceled. Guess what? That's what this podcast is for. So if you want cancel me, baby. No, but honest, if it's my opinion, if that's how I feel, that's our truth. And that's why we come to this mic. So I really do appreciate, other pods, other platforms. And then, like you said, it just encourages us and reminds us hey, we can do that too.
Yeah. And rest assured, we never put a time limit on it. We're going to do this for 2 years. We're going to stop. I feel like we will know when it's time to let it go. But right now, we're enjoying the ride. Happy we keep going.
We have a lot
we got our seatbelts on, locked in, and we keep rolling down the road.
And do safely, not with her in the driver's seat. See love and that drive.
Okay.
If anybody's ever ridden.
Oh goodness. Next point here. I think a great deal of sustaining something meaningful is having community, having a co-host, a partner that you're doing, like I said, building that foundation with. To know, if I can't do it, Kay got me. Right. She's gonna upload that. Listen, Kay's gonna upload that video. She's gonna reach out and ask for the topic title
and do
2 weeks before it's even about to release. So community and having someone or a group of people that you can lean into or lean on. Such as, making this event today, having our moms helping, having our friends and family in the audience helping us be comfortable in our real life and in our real selves behind the mic in the space that they've never seen us in. It's very important. It helps us to, again, sustain that meaningful posture of this podcast. So, you have
like you said, I mean, as just shows like the impact.
Yeah.
So like even the community is
supporting,
outside of these people. Like there'll be times like our pod drops on the 1st and the 15th. Like some of my friends are like, excuse me,
what's going on?
Where is it at? I'm like, there's no time. It'll be today. It'll be today and stuff like that. But like knowing that there are people who are actually feeling comfortable with the conversations that we're having, and it's resonating with them too. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the community. I
appreciate the community just as well as you do. Yeah. So, all of that being said, you have, if y'all listen, Kay gives wonderful benedictions as if you in the church house and they closing out the service. Kay is going to top it off every episode. So, do you have any lasting words for this episode today?
I just think 50 is so golden. Yeah. Like, it's something so beautiful. Like, the age of 50 is celebrated. Yeah. The number 50, like I said, is well-rounded. It's whole.
It's freedom.
It's
abundance.
Freedom. It's all of those things. So, if there's something that anybody is even considering beginning, whatever it might be, please do it. This is a testament to that. Yeah. If there's anything that you enjoy that you're like, well, some people aren't talking about that or doing this or whatever, that's your uniqueness. So, please do that. So I just want to encourage you to just get started. Yeah. Get started today. Whatever that might look like. And like we said, what we didn't start for a monetary gain
or recognition.
Anything by any means other than just like doing something that we enjoy doing. So whatever that looks like for you, please do it.
All right. Clap it up for her. Okay. So for our listeners, we do have an audience today. I don't know if y'all picked up on that, but in our audience, we have a cue card.
I think we have two
cue card questions from our audience. If you would read those aloud if you have the card, and we would so graciously answer what's on your cue card.
Sure.
Any volunteers to read?
So I do have a question for you guys. So what has been the biggest lesson you've personally learned through doing this podcast? That's for each of you.
I would say that this, just anything in life really is greater than me. Like my imprint that I've learned through this, that there is an impact and imprint that I want to leave on this world, on this earth, not just for myself, but for whoever is to come. I want to touch people. I want them to feel happy, joy, peace, love, and all of that. And I have learned that I'm able to do that in more ways than what I've ever thought of. So that is one of my biggest lessons.
I would say that I do have a voice. I am allowed to have different thoughts of different things. A lot of people don't get to see me in this element, I guess. They see me as quiet. They see me as, very meek and mild, not many words, not a woman of many words. And so I think this has been an outlet for me to get out what I held in. So that's my biggest lesson. I do have a voice.
Period.
Okay. My question says, was there ever a moment you thought about quitting? If so, what made you keep going?
I feel like we kind of talked about not necessarily. Yeah. I'm not gonna say like thought about quitting, but I mean there have been times where our schedules just don't align. Yeah. Like, and where when it finally does, my girl, you talk about me being on it with time and all of that. We gotta knock 4 of these out. Yeah. You gonna be busy, I'm gonna be busy. Yeah. We gotta knock out 4 or 5 of these and have them in the chamber and this, that, and the third. So like that'd be the only thing is like our commitment is our commitment, and sometimes we have a little conflict there.
And I think too, growing through the 2 years, we found what works for us. Batch recording, those do great for us because we know how busy we are on a day-to-day. So trying to get in the episode, like our episodes are the 15th and 30th of every month. In the beginning, we were doing it like a week before. Like that wasn't working for us. Yeah. Going ahead and knocking it out. So throughout our time, we've learned what works better and what doesn't work. And I think that's the beautiful thing of it all.
Period.
Okay. So with those questions, with our conversation on today, Again, we thank everyone so much for upholding and uplifting T and K on HonesT Kurvesationz for 2 years, 50 episodes. Again, clap it up for your favorite girl.
Before she kicks us off, I do want to say one thing. We are not sisters.
Yes.
We are sisters in Christ.
Everyone believes.
All the time.
All the time we get
All
it.
the time.
So
we met in college. Thank you very much. But love her
yes,
dearly, love her
yes,
dearly.
she is like a sister. So yes. I don't have anything else to say. You don't have anything else to say. We're gonna go ahead and close it out. This is your girl T.
And this is Kay.
And we out of here.
Bye.